Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Guard or Die show. How you doing, fellas? How y'all feeling?
Chilling. How you doing, Mr. Rick?
I'm good,
I can hear
man.
myself in the background. Who's
Yeah, that's
playing?
Rick. Rick is fooling
My
around over
bad, my
there.
bad, my bad. I thought I had this all set up already. Go ahead.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. But anyway, what's going on, man? How y'all feeling, man? Got some Knicks content. Yeah, you seen some Knicks guys in some Knicks jerseys. How y'all feeling today?
Man, first of all, let me just say, MSG, you did a terrible job with that freaking content stuff, man. Today, man, that was
Terrible.
horrible, man. I
Terrible. They
mean,
released they released it all late. It wasn't even live. Like it was just come on.
just the beginning part, like with the Wi-Fi, they didn't have no Wi-Fi. They kept going in and out with the Wi-Fi. They had hot mics. Guys were cursing, and it was crazy. What's going on here? Like, we
It
could
was
have did a
wild.
better job with that stream. If we was in charge of it, we would have did a better job with that.
Nah, without a doubt. Because first of all, you did a test run, and after that, you would have figured out all of that stuff you figured out when you tried to go live.
Yeah, you don't
But
test run. We just boop hit the go and let's go. Hey, what's up, Knicks family? We here. Knicks podcast, fucking Garden Knicks. Let's go. You know that's
you figure it out as you
yeah,
go. Yeah, man. Like it was weird. Just the whole layout of everything.
yeah.
But it was good to see these guys talk about it. Did you guys see any of the clips or all of the clips of the interviews of basically everyone that was there?
Nah, I didn't see all of them.
Nah, me either.
Yeah, I think I caught a few. I think I caught Julius, RJ, Jalen. Who else? Mitch, Rose. No, Rose. I didn't even get to finish to see Mitch yet.
Yeah,
But
those are the first few. Because
yeah,
did you see the other guys though? When the low level guys pop in?
no, not yet. Not yet. I haven't
Okay.
got to see him
Because they
yet.
cut us off. That was annoying too. Because you could hear the guys. All right, Monica, shut the stream down. It's like what? What are you
Wow.
guys doing?
Really?
Yeah, we was watching it live, so I was having a good time. Everybody's having a good time. We was cracking jokes in there, saying a bunch of crazy stuff, and
Uh-huh.
then you hear somebody say, "Yo, shut it down!" Like, really, shut the stream down, really?
Wow.
Because like you said, we only saw up to Rose. We saw
Mhm.
Fournier too, Fournier, Rose,
Okay. I miss
Randall.
one.
Yeah, like everybody that you said, but like the other guys, like Obi and Quickly, we saw Quickly a little bit, but some of the other guys, they just was, I wanted to see them too. What the hell?
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to see. I want everybody that was there. I wanted to see them because everybody was there. It's not like they had a few guys show up for media day.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was. It's. What'd you say,
It
Rick?
sounds to me. It sounds to me like they forgot it was media day. They were just like, "Oh shoot, let's do it," and then
Yeah,
they
like
ran out of time.
yo, let's put a jersey on him. Put a jersey on him. Y'all got a basketball? You got a basketball?
Somebody was walking around like,
They
"No,
had
we don't got to worry
spray.
about it until the 26th." And they're like, "Today's the
They had
26th."
spray
Like,
smoke. The freaking photographers had spray smoke. There was two guys standing there spraying cans behind Mitchell Robinson, and I'm just like, come on, what is going on here?
oh my goodness.
That was
Yeah, it
terrible.
was weird, very
Terrible.
weird.
Terrible. That's probably why I wasn't live. They were like, yo, they cannot see this.
Yo, did you see not Mitchell, Julius Randle's shoes, his sneakers?
No, I didn't.
It was like one of those. It was one of those
Oh, my
days. Like for
God.
somebody that's an NBA basketball player, this is media day,
That's all he
content day.
needs.
So you're supposed to have your sneakers. You're supposed to have your kicks on to show off, the jersey and stuff. But I think he had on I think he had on dad shoes, like freaking like cross trainers or whatever. It's crazy.
Wow.
Freaking weirdo.
Yo, man, listen. Whatever floats his boat. As long as he plays better this year, I'm fine with it. Yeah, but shout out to the chat. RBL's in here. As usual. JJ, Izzy. How y'all doing, man? Welcome. So today we are here to try because last time we got to this point and we ended up talking about someone else. Yeah, we a little sidetracked for the entire episode.
A lot of like maybe 90% of the episode.
Yeah, we came on here to talk about quickly, and then we was talking about Julius Randle the whole time. But we're gonna try to stay on topic today, and talk about RJ. So as you know, it's his fourth year. A lot of criticism for the guy. Of course, everybody wants to see better from RJ. That's obvious. No one should be satisfied with what they're seeing from RJ right now. You should be satisfied with his improvement. Yeah, sure. But you want to see more things. You want to see him add more things to his bag so that he can be more of a complete player and not just a, head down to the left side of the rim kind of guy. But he clearly has, he's addressed a few things that we know was a weakness for him, which was number one, free throws. Of course, he got to knock those down consistently. He continues to bring that up, but also shooting off the dribble, and finishing at the basket. And these are things that he needs to be able to do at an elite level, if he wants to be an elite player. But what do you guys see as a prediction, I would say, as to what you think RJ will be able to bring in next year in terms of not numbers, not just numbers, but just as a player, what do you think that he'll be able to bring to the Knicks organization?
Well, apparently he's going to be an electrician. He's talking about they're going to shock the world. He's an electrician now, so I don't know about that. What do you think, Rick?
Man, I think he's going to bring tempo. Maybe not tempo. That's not the word I'm looking for. He's going to bring a pulse. Like, I feel like now that he got his bag, he can, stop worrying about that. He can just focus on his game and show up. I think there's going to be a lot more consistency in his game this year. And I think as the season moves on, he's going to figure out what his position is, and he's really going to do his thing and be there for New York. That's the hope.
Yeah, I agree with that. The word pulse, I think I get what you mean by that. He definitely needs to be not the heart and soul, not all those cliches. It's a little bit different. He literally needs to be the pulse of the team. How he goes, that's how I think everyone not necessarily feed off him, but just the lifeblood. He's like definitely one of those repeaters that once the energy hits him, he has to, it has to bounce off him perfectly in order for it all to work properly. So I agree. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. He definitely he's like he said, he feels like he has a lot to prove this year. But I guess we'll see. How about you, Hero? What do you see from RJ? What kind of improvement do you think we'll see from him this year?
Well, I already seen the video. You got one video posted, and I had a video that I put on there too, man. Once we get to the videos, man, I'm gonna freaking snap because like it just looks like I don't know if he's playing basketball or if he's trying to be Ben Vereen. I just don't understand what it is. It's like after he makes this little move and then he does a step back, I'm waiting for him to go you know what I'm saying? Like is he dancing or is he playing basketball? So I do not like the trainer that he has, Mr. Hanlon. I do not like the way that he trains players. Because his thing is that he got to break you down and then show you his way, in order to like rebuild you. Whatever. I mean, to me that concept to me, I just don't like the way that he does that with players. I just don't agree with any of the things that he says or does.
Right. But as far as his improvement this year, outside of the Drew Hanlon.
Yeah, to answer the question, right? To answer the question,
I know Drew probably pissed you off, but
listen, I believe in RJ. I think RJ's a good kid. I can't say nothing bad about him. There's things about finishing and everything that people are saying. I just think by default he's going to get better. But this Lee Hanlon guy, man, like I said, we'll see when we start playing the videos. I just really hope that that he doesn't change too much, where he's thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that type of thing when he's playing.
Yeah. I mean, see, I see what you're talking about with Drew Hanlon. I definitely understand because sometimes it's very frustrating. I do give him his credit when it comes to especially with whatever the Knicks did with his shot at one point, and they messed it up, and then Drew had to get him back. I do give him credit for that because there was noticeable improvement and has been since he continued to work with him on his shot. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of leeway there. I do think that personally, unless he's Tim Grover, you should kind of integrate a little bit more, have some more people in there. But I don't doubt maybe he is the next Tim Grover. For you guys who don't know, Tim Grover is that he was the guy who trained Jordan and Kobe.
Yeah, he's like the first one, the first major trainer.
Right. So, if you're gonna stick with one guy, hopefully he's the guy. You know what I mean? It seems as though he's been working with him 6-7 years now. He's been working with him for a long time, since he was 16, I believe he said.
Yeah.
So it's someone he's comfortable with. I do see the work that he's put in with like Jason Tatum, and I see the improvement there. I do see it in Bradley Beal. So I do have the faith there. I do think RJ does have some mechanical issues that Drew has to address. He can't just throw a whole bunch of things at him, and because it'll look sloppy. You know what I mean? He kind of has to break, like you said, 1, 2, 3. He has to get those 1, 2, 3s down, because RJ's mechanics, as we all know, everybody says he's stiff. He can't. Those are the mechanics that he has to break down in order to move and make these moves fluently. Yeah. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of patience. I'll say patience. With RJ's improvement there, and I do see what you're talking about. Well, let's go ahead and play this video that you're talking about. It's about 1 minute and 30 seconds, but he is
worth it.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Go ahead, same foot stop. Quick. Really good, RJ. 2 more. Quick. Yep. 1. Even faster. I want to see if you can go like absolutely fast with the ball. Quick. That's really good, RJ. Quick snatch, delay it for a second, get out. Quick. That's really good, RJ. Really good. Right back. Quick. Nice. There you go. Control your body on the fade. Money. Up. Good.
Trying to step into, now being that guy, get out of the being a young guy conversation and kind of tell to be that all-star, to be just a great player for many years to come.
Or get into him and then snatches. If you get into him, it's a same foot stop. It's between your legs. Good rep. 4-4. Watch out. Oh.
So, like I said, 1.5 minutes long, but it's worth it. Yeah. There's a few of the things that we were talking about. You hear him walking him through a lot of the steps that, as Eru was talking about, which it's sometimes, like you said, can be annoying, especially if you don't want this guy you don't want to see him counting those things on the court. But I do think that it's something that we'll see him add this year, but I think by next year it'll be more fluent with him trying it in game. You know what I mean? It takes a while for you to, things that you practice for you to be able to use it in game consistently. So I'll give him till probably next year till we see these things consistently in the game. But I am, I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about him. I was again worried about the lazy left eye guy. He won't be able to see that side of the court. Listen, as we all know, I'm a Tracy McGrady fan, so I have no problem with lazy eyes. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a game of basketball, they have been proven to make you some sort of superstar as long as you're healthy.
I appreciate those jokes, though.
People do not miss. They do not miss not one thing, man.
But with watching that video, right? When you're watching it looks like he's in a phone booth. Like he can't cross me out of a phone booth. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he's doing is like in a box. He's not going anywhere. So no matter what he does, if I just play straight up defense, like the guy playing defense on him is playing like like decoy defense, just so he can react to to do the move that they're trying to tell him to do. But if like a real defender is on him, NBA player trying to stop him, those little moves that he's doing is not doing anything. It's not going to do anything to that defender.
I wouldn't say I disagree. I do think that those moves are moves to give him separation for a jump shot in the mid range, and that'll give you a good foot for you to be able to get that shot off. Sometimes it's not necessarily, like I said, you got to break him down to square one before you even build him up, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing him getting broken down from square. Like I said, his mechanics were not great, and we all know this. It would have taken a lot. Chris Brickley couldn't have had broken him out of this any faster. You kind of have to break him down to the basics, because a lot of how he handled the ball is just, I never thought he would be able to handle the ball the way he's doing it now, to be honest with you, because of the simple fact that he has so heavy mechanics. It's not just, oh, his mechanics are different. It's like, you know, with something sit in syrup for a long time, like it's not moving. Like it's those are like his mechanics to me. It's like, yo, his is very saturated in there, but he's starting to break it loose out of there so that he can be a little bit more fluent with his movement. He's starting to look a little bit better, but he's got a long way to go still.
But you know, the stiff, like my man here, you know, shout out to RBL, man. It's really good contributor to the chat and stuff. But you know, you're saying stiff in the upper body, but that's not really it to me, man. His knees are way over his toes, bro. You know what I'm saying? So just watching him play, to me, like it's just not gonna work, man. Like if you're gonna get separation, you need separation, not just a you know, like that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to move, step back, step back, Junior, you know, like one and then one step back and shoot. But you're still standing right in front of the defender. You did not shift the defender anyway. He's still standing still. Right. You know? Mm-hmm. So what's the difference between him doing those things and doing a little step back when he's still standing right there, and or somebody that's just going in between the legs a million times? You know, I mean,
he did a couple step backs. He did a couple step backs in that.
I know, but it's a step back. But is it really a step back?
Yeah,
not really.
But I mean, he's not going to be James Harden. Let's not expect that kind of creation.
He can't be Eru either. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right. You're definitely right. I definitely see the concern. I do see the concern, but at the end of the day, I'm not concerned.
Yeah, I think it's baby steps, because like you said, it's not his game. Like for me, he's more of a runner and a gunner. Like he's heading toward the rim. He's gonna dunk it. He's gonna go hard for the layup. Like, so I think he's trying to give himself more of a shot, and I think this is one of the first or second steps for him to get to that stage. Once he gets comfortable doing these things, then he can take it to the next level, because he feels more comfortable in this beginning stage. And he's a bowler. He's going to figure it out. It's going to become instinctual.
He looked like he's crossing into the Jimmy Butler-esque realm now. You know what I mean? You know, Jimmy Butler was very, very like, he had no moves almost, and then now you give him the ball, he's like, okay, he'll throw you off. He's very crafty. Yeah. So I think he's stepping into there before you start to see him with some real flair, which I don't think he cares for. Right. Which is another reason why I don't think you're ever going to see him do that flashy stuff like you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he doesn't care for that. You know what I mean? He is a very basic guy. That's why he's made it to this level, doing all of the basic moves that he could possibly do. Everything about him is effort and athleticism. You know what I mean? That's just
and a pick too.
And a pick, of course.
Yeah, he usually works well off a pick. Like if you set a pick for him, he can hide behind the pick directions, and then go like that. That's how he's usually been going. But I mean, working these moves to man, like to me, I'm telling you, to my core, it drives me crazy. I feel like, you know, I mean, like I said, because I mean, if you're gonna show this guy how to do moves like this, right? You for somebody like him that doesn't have the natural ability to to really explode off of these type of moves, man, you have to at least show him how to get the body on him, at least something. Because I don't see no body contact. I just see like step, and then like too many tap steps, you know, and then
he doesn't have a problem with the contact though. That's what he hasn't had a problem with contact.
No, but I'm saying in this type of move, he has to make contact because he doesn't have the ability athletically to really make that extension on his step back. You know, because that step back, it's a step back, but it's not even a step back. You know, because you're literally standing right in front of me still.
Yeah,
you know, it's a step back if you really step back. Like what I would like to see him do, like if I'm training him, like those little drop dribbles and you know, like tippy tips. I want to see him actually step back and move the guy back to make the guy come to him, and then do something like that. You know.
Yeah. That's the next level you want to see him.
Yeah, he'll get there.
But listen, next level. When are we gonna get that? 3 years from now?
Listen, if he's showing improvement every year and he's already scoring 20, I'll have patience for that if it's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you giving me 20 with no moves, I'm not really worried about how many moves you're gonna be able to add to your bag, as long as you continue to get better. I do think that there is a ceiling, but as long as he's able to maximize that level, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, RJ is never going to be the flashy guy. He's going to be, all right, let's get the win, up and down the court, sloppy play, whatever. Let's finish. Let's get in there. So I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at that. I do want to see him, like you said, at some point, link up with somebody a little bit different, add somebody else in there who can add something else. You know what I mean? Like it's always good to see something different. But if he continues to improve, I don't see him looking elsewhere for, you know what I'm saying?
I don't like it, man.
I get it. I feel you. You usually don't. I remember every summer you feel the same way about.
Listen, Mitchell Robinson needs to. I think Mitchell Robinson needs to work with Lee Hanlon or something like that. You know, like they need to switch it up. You know, share contacts or something. You know, if I could bring it to boxing, you know, let's say Canelo. Canelo was a certain boxer until he met Mayweather. Once he met Mayweather, he said, "Oh snap! How do I do that?" And then the next fight, he was Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Now he's doing this now. Before he was just doing the regular Mexican fighter. Now in the next fight, he's like this now. You know,
right. He changed everything. Yeah.
You gotta open your horizons and see. Let somebody get another like a doctor. We'll get a second opinion. You know, to see how they see you move and whatever. And then you just build. You have to build that way. You know,
he's just being loyal right now, and I think hopefully it's not to a fault. I do, like I said, I do like that Drew. I also feel like they are very strategic about what they post. Like this entire summer, that's the only video of RJ posted. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've always said. I actually tweeted earlier in the summer is I admire how RJ disappears every summer. Like he's just gone. No one can ever find a video on him, and whatever progress he's doing, he makes sure it doesn't get out there. So
because he goes to Canada, ain't nobody going out there.
No, I mean I don't even think he goes to Canada like that. I think he really stays low key, and that's even if he's in Canada, he's working with somebody.
Yeah.
So it's you don't see any of that, but then you post this one clip of him working with Drew Hanlon,
but somebody
and he's mic'd up. You know what I mean? You got a bunch of people in the
gym. That video, man.
Yeah, like he's mic'd up. You got a bunch of people in the gym. It's like, all right, we kind of know this was staged. This is what I'm saying. Like, what I want to see what other progress he made. Of course, they're very strategic about what they're posting because they want to make sure that,
of course,
he looks good. But I'm sure there's a lot of that, the extra step backs that you're looking for, and the creation and finishing at the basket. And you know, they didn't show him work on free throws, but he talks about it every time he's at a microphone. Yeah, so I'm sure he's doing that at some point. So you know, I mean, I do think that there's some more to what we're not seeing. But
there's definitely more to it. You know, this is one little clip. Same thing with Mitchell Robinson. I went crazy on Mitchell Robinson on that one clip, you know, with him doing guard moves and stuff like that. But that's not the full picture because they weren't even sweating in the video to tell you know, in that Mitchell Robinson video. But
it bothered me too though, because it's like, when are we ever gonna see you put the ball on the floor? Never. Like he did it once or twice this year.
Yeah. Just for the love of God, let me just see you in 5 years in the NBA. Let me see you at least attempt to do a baby hook, you know? At least
I gotta see him do something.
We don't know what they're telling him though. We don't know what they're saying for him not to do it. And
I'm not buying it.
I would love to see it too. I would love to see that too. He does it in these videos where it's not real practices. It's like them just fooling around. He does it. So
I cannot blame the staff no more because every single year is a different staff member. Is somebody different. Mitch has had like 3 different coaches. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing he's never showed a jump shot in the game. As many games as we've been up by like 15, 20 points, and there's like 2 minutes left in the game, I'm sure coach is not going to pull you, or you're going to be carried that you're pulled at that point of the game if you take a jump shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take the jump shot, see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
you gonna carry.
Let me see. Like, that's what I mean.
You ain't gonna mess with your minutes. Come on, man.
Nah, bro. I'm taking that shot. I'm telling coach. I'm your coach. I'm letting you know I'm letting one fly before this game is over.
You gotta make it. Remember that play in Charlotte when he was at the top of the three and the freaking
beauty
came at him.
Beautiful game.
Yeah,
I love that's one of the plays. That's one of the plays.
Yeah, he went behind the back and then he went to full length, you know, from 3-point line to the basket. Did a Euro step. But my thing is, like, you could do that. You could do that. We know you can do that. You know what I'm saying? So when you get the ball in certain situations, we don't need you to go crazy, start going in between the lanes. We just need you to react to what's happening on the defense. A lot of times, all you got to do is get the rebound. Instead of looking for something, he can easily make a move.
Yeah,
make a simple move.
We definitely want him to be more mobile.
Dobbs, you finally read it, right?
I love it, man.
Yo, yeah, and it's funny because in my ear I can hear that. I can hear that.
Yo, hey, Mr. J. Oh my god.
Yo, Dobbs, you crazy for that one. What's going on, Dobbs? Dobbs in the chat. Waving here. What's going on, my people in here? Yo, that was good. So what was he talking about? Because that was so good, that threw me off. Mitch. We was talking about Mitch. So yeah.
Well, segue with them both. You know, they're only going to show you a little bit. So I mean, there's a whole big plethora. They're trying to be like Batman. Oh, you're not going to see all my moves. You know, you're not going to know all my cards. Yeah. It's basketball, fam. You know what I'm saying? If I see a move that you do, listen. Spoiler alert, everybody's doing those moves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
even like the guards are going to be working on post stuff because you have to have the full package and stuff. But you know, in the game, you really have to refine your section of the court. But you definitely got to work on other aspects. That's all basketball. You know.
But this the thing. I give RJ at least credit because you start to see him show something in the game that he's worked on in the summer. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what frustrates me about Mitch sometimes because it's like, all right, dude. Everybody else on the team shows something they worked on during the summer. I want to see something in game. No one's telling you don't put the ball on the floor. Nobody is telling you that. I highly doubt somebody is telling Mitch don't put the ball on the floor. If your coach is telling you don't put the ball on the floor in 2022, you got the wrong coach.
Yeah.
You got the wrong coach, bro. We're talking about someone who had Taj Gibson at the 3-point line.
I'm trying to tell you.
This is what I'm saying. I can't blame the coaching staff.
Yo,
I can't blame the coaching staff.
He got his bread and butter with freaking what's the name? Joakim Noah in Chicago running the offense. You know, doing a lot of stuff. You know, so he definitely has that in his bag to put that on the court. So I mean, Mitchell Robinson, he just got to show because he took a while. I remember he was saying, I'm just out here doing cardio, man, bro. If you don't get your ass I'm out of here with that nonsense, man. Shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein because everything that I want Mitch to do, Hartenstein is doing, but it's not that Hartenstein is better than Mitch. It's that he
hustles. He works for it.
Yeah,
you want to see that kind of, and not that Mitch doesn't hustle. We're not saying that, but it's less talk, more work. You know what I mean? And I want to see that. Like we've seen videos of all Mitch can do in the talk. He just posted a picture, 2 weeks ago? This is the year. I'm gonna show everybody bro. Stop. Just play. Just play.
Do it, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking? You know what I mean? And I love Mitch, but you're too old for this now, bro. You're 23 years old. Like, you should learn your lesson. I'm tired of seeing you going on Twitter and seeing you express yourself emotionally for something that you can change yourself. You know what I mean?
They're all too old for that shit.
I think a lot of these NBA players, their moves that they do, the ballers are the ones who can adapt to certain situations. They're not thinking about what they're going to do. It's more of a reaction. And a lot of these other players, they're NBA level players, but they don't have that instinct. So for Mitch, I don't think he has that instinct to put the ball on the floor, do a fake, and then spin to the. Like, I think he has to think about it during the game, and in that moment, there's not enough time. So I think we're gonna be frustrated with him for his entire career on the Knicks. I think he's gonna have flashes like we've seen, but I wouldn't get my hopes up. Is what I'm saying. I wouldn't hold my breath.
Yeah.
Facts. Also, what he does well. You know what I mean? I don't want to take away from. And I don't want to take away from what he does. Mitchell Robinson does offensive rebounding. He's probably one of the best 2 or 3 guys in the league when it comes to offensive rebound. I think the other person is Steven Adams and somebody else. But it's you can't it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's right there to my tongue. It's invaluable. That's something that you really need. You can't. There's no value that can replace that. It's very hard to find someone who's a good offensive rebounder and can get it without, you know what I mean, losing the ball and turning the ball over and actually holding on to the ball, unlike Nerlens Noel or somebody like that. But
I love you. I just like to laugh, man. You know what I'm saying? His headband is too tight. You know what I'm saying? His armpit hair is definitely pulling the blood vessels, away from his heart. He can't.
For real.
Properly.
I don't know what's up with Mitch. He looks like a pelican, which is pretty hilarious to me.
Yes, he does.
I always said that he looked like a pelican. So the fact that he can fly pretty high, kind of matches.
Yeah, I think I seen him on SpongeBob or something like, oh, hey, SpongeBob, hey, Mitch Robinson, what's going on? Hey, good, how you doing? Mitch Robinson even sounds like SpongeBob.
He definitely sounds like he could be a character. I think he sounds more like Squidward if anything.
Like the Squidward's cousin, right? It's like,
what's going on, man? But yeah, I'm excited to see what someone who will have the ball in their hands can do with someone like Mitch, because our issue has been getting Mitch the ball, and getting him some touches. You know what I mean? The guys who had the ball in their hands, so it's really either RJ or Julius. And as we said, Julius doesn't really throw a lot of alley oops. RJ did, he would, like I always say, he brings Mitch out of the paint because clearly that's where he wants to be. He wants to get himself in the paint. But whenever he does that, you kind of make the defense pick your poison, and either dealing with RJ at the basket or tossing up a alley oop to Mitch, and that's kind of what you like to see. Getting Mitch involved. That's something that you haven't really seen much, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Jalen Brunson will do with that. Running a pick and roll with him, and the last guard I don't ever think we've had a good as a shooter running pick and roll. I mean, outside of Emmanuel Quickly, but I think Brunson is a better pick and roll guard than Quickly is.
Yeah, well, maybe in Mitch Robinson's whole career, like the 5 years, I think Brunson's probably like the best guard person that he's had. Yeah, like that. But the problem with Mitch Robinson, the reason why you can't run pick and rolls with him is because once he's only a dunker. If something happens, he can't do anything outside of that, and that's the issue with him.
Yeah.
Well, let me throw this at you guys. The hater, like the whole hater thing. People say, "Oh, you're a hater because of this, hater because of that." So Mitchell Robinson, like people are talking about him on Twitter. I put out a couple of videos about him too. So then he goes on the IG and then he puts all his cars out in his front yard. He's oh, look at all the haters talking about me, all the haters. It's not about hate, man. That's the difference between him and RJ.
It's maturity.
Yeah, that's the difference between him and RJ because RJ is not paying attention to us. RJ's out there working. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't have the energy to be like, oh, look at my haters. Look at you guys hating on me. This, that, and the other. We're not hating on you. You guys are rich. You guys are rich more than we can ever imagine, even before his contract. So ain't nobody counting your money. It's not about that. It's about you getting better as a basketball player. So RJ gets it. That's the one thing about between the two of them.
Yeah.
Since we're just talking about those two, that's the difference between those two guys. RJ is we don't have to worry about him doing that type of thing. Mitch Robinson is on another, plateau. Like you said, Mr. Toucan Sam and freaking, all this stuff, man.
Nah, but like you're saying, the work, you put the work in and it'll speak for you. You don't have to go out there and talk about haters or address anybody. Let the work address all of the issues that you've been going through. But consistently changing agents and lashing out and saying things under your breath on social media at that is a little bit immature, especially in your fifth year, right? Isn't this his fifth year?
Yeah, going to his fifth year,
yeah. I mean, especially, I think you've got more to prove. It's not like you've made it, like you good. Like, all right, yeah, I'm here
That's
now.
the thing. He thinks he made it. That's the problem. He thinks he made it. Somebody like RJ got his money. RJ can say he made it, but RJ's working. That's the big difference between these guys.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say, Rick? You was about to say
something. Rick.
Like a lot of these, athletes now, they care about Twitter. I mean, like you see KD, he cares tremendously about what people say about him on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I think it's just part of their life. I don't think we're gonna get it, but that matters to him. But honestly, I don't care. What you put out there during games is what matters. So it's just like, if you're gonna comment about haters, then go ahead. But like, you better show up so that you don't look stupid. You know what I mean?
Because you're gonna have a Julius Randle season if you don't come out here backing it up.
Yeah. And the energy, you can't be like, if you fail, you can't be like, well, I'm still rich. I'm still rich. That can't be the answer.
Yeah.
Like, I make money doing what I love. Like, I can see him saying that at a conference, and he's like, I make money doing what I love.
You know what? I'm gonna start saying now, like when guys complain too much about players and they always going crazy. Oh yeah, they need to like they need. I'll be like, yo, can I see a credit score? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you worried so much about this. You're going so crazy about this one little thing. So I mean, like, is your house in order? Let me see a credit score. We cannot continue this conversation until I know that you're financially stable to have this conversation. You know, because you're talking so crazy and like the next level, like about stuff. You're getting so upset. Like you know, you have to have your own house in order to be going that hard on these basketball players.
And this kind of, you know, and he also one last thing on Mitch is it does show sometimes that he did miss that 1 year of collegiate sports, just training and just sometimes because it's the mental aspect. It's more than anything of the game. It's the mental aspect and the mental toughness that you deal with. Already having, because you remember, like, he got to the league. This is the first time he was like exposed to the masses. He didn't get to go through the college thing and get warmed up to it. Like, he went straight to the league because he didn't have any college, you know what I mean, background or any college game. So it's now people are judging you from what they're seeing right now. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit different from him. So I understand, but at the same time, it's like you got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna say he got left back or he was riding the short bus or something. That's what I thought you was going with that for a second.
Nah, I wasn't.
I started laughing. I said, "Yo, is he gonna do it?"
Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Nah, but it's he is starting from a bit of a negative in a way.
Yeah.
So he's struggling, but at the end of the day, he's one of the first. I think he's the only Nick outside of RJ to ever receive an extension past his rookie deal. I mean, he was a second round pick, of course, and RJ was a first round pick. Yeah. But yeah, he feels like he's made it. Obviously, to everyone around him, I'm sure he's made it. He can get whoever he wants a car and a house now. That's what you want. You know, when you come from, you know, where he came from, it's like, yo, I want to be able to provide for those people. So I'm not mad at him for that. But you also got to learn how to separate yourself and continue to improve as a basketball player. Yeah. Because
you know what?
That'd be a last contract. Yeah, it can be your last contract.
A lot of NBA players don't care about championships. It's only the elite few that care about championships.
True.
So
that's true.
In his mind, maybe he did make it.
He hasn't struck me as a guy that's like, yo, championship.
Going for a title, yeah. So it's like he did make it. He has his cars, he got his house, like, you know, he's playing at the highest level possible for him. That may be
he made it. He made it. He got re-signed. Yeah, he got his money. I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right, because he did make it.
Not everybody wants a ring. Like you see, what's his name in Washington, who just got like the biggest contract of his career.
Bradley Beal.
You think he cares about a championship?
Yeah, I think he was waiting to get those accolades first. I think he basically said that. He said, "Listen, I did this, I did that. I got my contract. Now I'm at the point in my career when I could start thinking about championship." That's kind of crazy to me. You know, to me,
it's late.
Like, you know, like, yeah, it's late. You know, like you said, there's a select few that just was born to win. I'm playing this game because I want to win.
Something wrong with the reason why I don't like that is get your money. Not mad at you for that, but you do realize that once you get your money, at that point, you have locked yourself into a certain role that you can play on the team and a certain amount of money that you make. So there's very few teams that can afford you that are good teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now you've made yourself this player who your value is so high, like they got to trade half their team just to get you. You know what I'm saying? And now how good is that team when you get there?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, and he just resigned. So at the end of this contract, when he's a free agent, who's to say that he's going to be good enough for someone to want to put him on the team that's a championship caliber team?
Exactly. That's why I said it's too late.
It's too late. You know, you kind of, you know, and I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at him. But, you know, which the Hat Whisperer says, yo, he has come a long way. Remember when he first got here, that man couldn't even talk in an interview. That shit was embarrassing. Yeah, that's facts. That's fact. There's a lot of these guys. Yeah. A lot of these guys, and he's talking about Mitch, by the way. Mitch was bad, and we felt bad because we liked the guy on the court. From what we saw, like he getting blocks, all kinds of, he's blocking everything, alley oops. We were like, yo, we love this kid, and then you started to see his personality come out, and he's learned how to express himself, and that's the only way he's know how to express himself at this point. So
well, somebody like him, like he needs somebody like to like I don't think he's ever had like a mentor or somebody that quote unquote made or just has some sense in his mind to like maybe offer him advice or say, hey, yo Mitch, read this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, just
Right.
read it and get back to me. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it after you finish reading it. Just to get a different perspective on life and stuff. So I think just these young guys. That's one thing that's not really said a lot when they come into the league. A lot of times, this is like their first time, even seeing like certain things or being involved in certain things. So that's an evolution in their
And I wanted to say something very similar. Like
Dude, Dobbs is crazy.
We look at RJ, who
yeah, man.
Yo.
Okay, Rick,
I
man.
don't even know.
Dobbs is
Like we look at
lose your train
RJ,
of
who
thought.
has who had his father, who's a huge influence. He has his godfather, who was in the NBA, has the experience, who trained him, and
Right.
pretty much said this is what to expect. So you see, earlier on, he knew how to handle himself in interviews. He says the right things. He never trashes the coach or other players or anything like that. No matter what's going on in the team, like that was training. Like Mitch didn't have that.
Yeah.
Nothing close to what RJ has, and so
Well,
it's
look at his
good that
parents
he's
too, like-
evolving.
Yeah, definitely. Look at RJ's parents. They both went to St. John's. His mom is from Brooklyn. That whole thing. He used to come to Brooklyn in the summertime, so he's like cultured. He knows how one part of the world lives. He knows how the other part of the world lives. He stayed at Montefiore, that type of thing. You just build. It's a lot of like early life lessons that you learn. Meeting different people and just being around. You just get a different perspective on life. Him, like he literally was just sitting in New Orleans. Waiting for somebody to give him a call. Basically.
Yeah. True.
Working out with the same dudes. That we see him working out with.
I could see Mitch literally like all the way up until his senior year, like the kid playing ball on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like the little hoop on the street. Like he definitely was one of those. 7 foot tall, dunking on everybody, and then like somebody called him like, "Yo, you trying to come play ball?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yo, I'm trying to come play ball. Like, let's do it." But he, like I said, he
That's all
has some
people have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like Dob said, he definitely came a long way because he could not even speak in an interview. So credit where he's come from, because at least he could speak, bro. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Just him being able to articulate in front of a camera, that's a huge improvement that a lot of guys don't get a chance to do. They don't get a chance to make that improvement, especially because it's a confidence thing. You know what I'm saying? So I really just, hopefully there's more improvement mentally with Mitch this year, and not as his game is going to be his game.
Yeah.
I want him to learn how to be more in tune of his emotions, because he gets wrapped up in his emotions, and then he does a little head shake thing when he walks around. That's silly. Yeah, it's like, yo, come on. Mitch is real funny. Yo, Dobbs is going crazy.
So he does LARPing over the weekend.
Oh my god!
You guys know what LARPing is?
Yeah,
no,
live action role play.
Oh my god!
He actually said the acronym: live action role
live
play. Yes.
action role play.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I
didn't know that.
I think Rick is. I think he got some explaining to do. That's why. That's why.
He has some explaining to do.
Actually, I watch all the Marvel shows and stuff like that. And during the Hawkeye series, they were doing LARPing, and I was like, oh, okay, they really go into this.
So behind that curtain, man, is like a whole cosplay thing back there, right? I don't want to see it.
You don't even know.
So all right, so we were talking about the mental aspect of, because we went over a little time. It wasn't a Julius Randle tangent.
Nah, you weren't even
said
mention them.
We said it. Damn. My bad.
What happened?
Reset.
It wasn't all right. So anyway, we're talking about the mindset of RJ, and I had a little clip of RJ answering one of the questions here. Let's just see what he's talking about.
Definitely an extra motivation, especially,
It's kind of low. Hold on.
Yeah, it just went in one ear just now.
Yeah,
It kind of like almost made me have a seizure just now.
Yeah, for some reason, their audio sucks. Like you said, the media day was terrible. But their audio sucks. Everybody else's audio was amazing. Every year, for some reason, in the beginning of the year, their audio sucks. But
my audio is good. Look, watch this. Hello, how you doing? Watch this. Hello, how you doing? You know, I can do a whole bunch of stuff over here, so they can do it too. What the hell, man? They should be able to fix that.
And
Somebody
could
needs to get a write up over there.
For real.
something. But all right, I'm gonna try again. You just listen closely. Just listen closely.
Definitely extra motivation, especially getting to taste what the playoffs is like, and then falling short there, and then to not end up where we wanted to last year. I think this year we're coming even more experienced, even more hungry. We have a lot of guys that have something to prove. Myself included, I got everything to prove. So we're really coming with that mindset, and definitely think we're gonna shock the world.
So that's I know people were talking about the shock the world comment earlier in the chat, but that was what he was talking about.
The only thing I could think of with that is they just remind me of that baby picture that circulated. Man, he was an ugly ass baby. God,
Who?
man.
Who, RJ?
Did you see the picture, RJ? Baby picture?
Man,
nah, I'm not gonna talk about nobody's baby picture.
Can't talk about
Especially because my baby picture, I don't ever want nobody to get a hold of those.
Yeah, he is a grown man. And so he was a child a long time ago. So the statute of limitations, whatever you want to say.
The statute of limitations.
Yeah, he was like, whooey.
He's like, oh, my kids are grown anyway, so.
Yeah, he looked like Willis Reed.
Right.
I thought it was Willis Reed when I first saw the picture. So, yeah.
Nah, it's kind of weird. Sometimes I don't know. I'm not going to talk, like I said, I'm not going to talk about nobody's baby pictures. I'm not going to do that because I don't want nobody to get a hold of my baby pictures and be like, oh, this is the one that we're talking about. I'm good. So,
matter of fact, handsome now, so who cares?
Yeah, it worked out. It worked out. Because to be honest with you, I think moms even know. Mama had one baby picture. She was like, "Yo, listen, we can put this one right there. Put the rest of them in the garbage. Put the rest of them in the garbage." She's like, "Andre, put the rest of them in the garbage."
Yeah, let's look at the photo. Wow, oh, shit! Well, you guys want for dinner, I forgot how you.
No, for real though, for real. Like I said, I'm not talking about nobody's baby pictures. So, RJ, hopefully you've got a nice glow up in your future. Anyway,
I want to say I do love the fact that I don't know if it's just his training or what, but I love the whole I still have a lot to prove. I love that comment.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is what I'm saying. That's the difference between him and Mitch. He wants to win. Mm-hmm. He wants a championship. So I feel like that alone is enough to take him to another level.
Yeah, and he's embracing the that mindset. He's even, I think, on his sneakers, he put on the inner flap, the Maple Mamba thing. Mm-hmm. So he's embracing it. He's embracing that killer mindset, that mentality of I'm going to have to do whatever I got to do to get to what my ultimate goal and dream is. And it usually happens with guys whose parents played in the league. For some reason, they have the discipline and the mindset to do so. Same thing with Steph Curry. A lot of these guys that play in, even Kobe's dad who play in the league. So it's just having guys who've been there and know what it takes, even if they didn't achieve it themselves. They can give you that kind of I guess just tips. Especially like you said, he was raised by someone who's played basketball next to Steve Nash, who was one of his, ended up being his godfather. So I'm sure there's been a lot of tips that, a lot of kids his age wouldn't have thought about early. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, look at Caden.
I think he's got a lot.
Look at Caden Randall, Randall's son. I mean, that kid is not afraid of nothing.
Yeah,
he's not afraid of anything, man. That dude is a Dykeman, shooting around in Dykeman, standing around a big crowd of people. You don't think that he's 5. He's only 5 or 6 years old. So when he's in the ground, he's like totally not afraid. So he's gonna have that for his whole life, and you can tell that he loves basketball. So watch out for that kid. He's probably gonna be really good.
He's gonna be good in the future. Yeah, for sure. He's gonna be good. You could tell.
He looks like the type that wants to make his dad proud. So
you see, absolutely.
It's and it happens a lot when you got guys that have played in the league and they keep their kids around. They were talking about Jalen Brunson and his dad. He was talking about during his interview, being around Tibbs and watching his dad coach, his dad being coached by Tibbs, and now him being coached by Tibbs. But he, even being around Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose talked about him being around since he was, a little kid running around with Rick Brunson, and now to see him in the league. But these guys know what it takes because their parents have been there. If they're telling, listen, if this is the path you want to choose, this is what it takes to get there.
Right.
It doesn't always work out. Not everyone can be as talented. Not everyone can have that work ethic and can be as focused. But the guys that do take it serious, you can see it. So I think RJ's gonna be fine. To me personally, I think he's gonna be fine.
The back when you're saying with the Brunson thing, just having Brunson there, because Brunson is, when Brunson fools around, you see him fooling around and stuff with the other guys having a good time. But when he's talking basketball, you see he kind of like blacks out a little.
He locks in,
so that's the type of guy that RJ needs next time. Because the last few years, who did he have? Elfrid Payton and Randall, and then Bullock. Bullock, not for nothing. Bullock was just like Randall. Every time Randall was in some shit, fucking Bullock was right next time. And Elfrid Payton was there too. So now the things are starting to evolve. Not right now. This guy Julius might be pushed out of that kind of equation because now you got Fournier, you got Rose is back healthy, and then now Brunson's on the court. Now you have somebody to look at as like, okay, well, these guys are professionals. They did it before. This guy is talking the right way. I'm a sponge. I'm trying to build my own stuff. And now I'm seeing Rick Brunson and whatever. So now I have somebody to go to. This is the guy here. It's not going to be Julius Randle fighting this guy, because we all see how he was. How could you develop as a young person when your quote unquote leader is acting the way that Julius Randle was acting?
Right.
Exactly.
And Julius addressed that as well, saying that it's easy to be a leader when you're winning and things are going good. And me personally, I'm giving him a clean slate.
Yeah.
Now, do I have faith that he's gonna scribble all over that shit again? He might. He just might. But I do think he means well. I do think he actually means well. I do think he means well. And I don't. That's where I want to separate that because I don't think he means to be a jerk half the time. I think that's just the mentality he's built because of who he's been throughout his life. A lot of these guys coming up and going to the league, you gotta have to lock in and be a kind of different than a normal person. You know what I mean? Because you gotta have that confidence. And sometimes people take it a little bit too far. Hopefully he's figured it out. And like I said, I'm gonna give him a clean slate. I would like to see him work it out. If you can play in a role, I've said it plenty of times. If he can play in a role that is indicative of a productive basketball team, then why not? Like, I don't want him to go anywhere if he can play in that role. You know what I mean? But if you're going to continue to give us what you've given us, especially the past year, I'm not going to be happy about that. Let's be real. Everybody was talking about trading him before the year he had a great year. That's why we traded Obi. So it's not like he's always had a clean slate here. He's always been a little bit of a topsy-turvy kind of player. So you didn't really know what you're going to get out of him. But he had that good year. And it kind of made you forget. But then at the same time, it's like, all right, now we're back to who you are, and then now you're adding the antics on top of it. So like I said, clean slate. That was last year. I don't want to talk about what's happened last year. I do think that he takes his game serious. You see, he takes his body serious. And whenever he comes in like that, he's going to have a good season. So I'm going to give him a clean slate.
Yeah, he absolutely does not have to do that to his body because he literally, like, you want to talk about breaking down that dude? He's an Adonis.
Yeah,
he works out to like almost like a freaking Greek god and stuff. They say he don't get tired. Like the trainers, they say they're working with him, and they're like, "You're not tired." And he's still going. He's ready to go because
he's like a bull.
He's in that type of condition. So someone that's driven like that, there's something there. So you can't totally disregard him. If this guy is preparing himself every summer in this manner,
right?
You can't just disregard that,
Yeah, I'm confident that him working on whatever he worked on this summer wasn't because he just wants to prove everybody wrong. I do think he wants to be a better basketball player and a better teammate. He needed to get away. It was been a lot, but going from where they went last year to the year they had this past year, I'd be mad too if it ended up like that and people were blaming me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So, but what were you gonna say, Rick?
I was gonna jump in, but then I realized that we're talking about Randall, which is exactly what we said we were not going
Yes,
to
yes.
do.
No. But it was only because of the media day, and then I was listening to what he said.
Well,
So
it's really natural
I'm
because
giving him a clean slate.
we did the RJ. We were
I'm
talking
not.
about RJ, but then we naturally went to Mitch as a contrast.
Right.
So
Yes.
between Mitch Robinson and RJ, Julius Randle's right in the middle.
He's
of that.
right smack dab in the middle.
Yeah,
Smack
he's
dab.
smack in the middle. So it's a
But since
natural.
we're talking about him, I don't give him a clean slate. I don't, because I'm gonna give him a chance. But the moment he slips up and I start seeing that same nonsense from before, I'm just like, whatever.
I feel you.
Just gonna. It is
First
what it is.
preseason game, right, Rick? The first preseason game. If he's acting up, I was like, oh, that's it.
Dude, messing up
back
his summer league, man.
Nah, I just I don't want to see the same old.
Yeah,
But I do think that the presence of Rose, especially he's saying he's 100% healthy, and Jalen Brunson having the ball in the guard's hands, I think will make a huge difference. Not only did we not have a point guard last year, we also were missing Rose. So I do think that having those two guys there consistently. Brunson was talking about how big he's big. I think he said he's like one of his biggest influences growing up. Like he was a big Derrick Rose fan.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that'll be more of a motivation for him to just work out with Rose, pick his brain, and do a lot of things. Behind closed doors with these guys.
Rick actually played in Chicago for a little while, so he spent time in Chicago. When he won those high school championships, I believe it was in Chicago when he won those.
Yeah. And that's where Rose saw Brunson when he was younger, as a kid running around with Rick. So just to circle back, hopefully RJ, did you have a video that you wanted to post? Did you put it?
That's basically the same thing, but it's just without. It's basically the mixtape that people were watching. It's the same type of thing with him doing the same.
Yep.
I'm here.
Oh, I thought that was me that froze.
I thought you froze too. I was just waiting.
My internet. I think my internet just dropped just now.
Oh, my bad, everybody watching. I thought that I froze, so I was like, let me not say nothing until I popped back in.
Yo, you weren't moving at all, so I was just like,
if you don't move, I don't move. Like just play the card game.
And then I'm sitting there looking at the screen. I see Rick's eyes moving. I'm like, wait, it's not me.
See, that's the thing, like live streams, but we didn't mess up until an hour into the stream,
right.
The freaking MSG, they messed up right off the jump,
Right.
So,
that was funny. That was funny.
That was funny.
All right. Well, listen, maybe that was a sign for us to get out of here. We're approaching the hour mark. Anyway, before we get into more Julius Randle talk on the RJ show. Long story short, I do think that we're going to see more of an improvement from RJ this year. Numbers wise, I don't necessarily what you got.
I know we rapping, but my question is for each of you: what do you think he improved the most on? What do you think we're going to see what we're going to see more of this season? And keep in mind that we do have a different point guard. What are we expecting to see more from RJ?
I'm gonna say finishing, because there will be more spacing. With a guard that you can actually you have to respect at the 3-point line, someone who can create more spacing. So there's going to be a lot of lanes for RJ. RJ likes to cut. He's a definite. Jalen's a great passer, especially in certain pockets. So I can see RJ being able to get to the lane and finishing better. Hat Whisperer, he says better shooter. I agree as well. I think he's going to be a more consistent shooter. We've seen RJ shoot around 40% from three, but I want to see him shoot more of a higher percentage in mid-range. I think once he adds that mid-range in, I think those moves that we're seeing him do is to just create him some creation after he gets downhill, and then he can boom real quick and create a nice mid-range. If he can get comfortable just taking the mid-range consistently off the dribble, I think that's something that we'll be able to see, and that's an extra 6 to 8 points a game easily. You know what I'm saying? Just right there. And then, like he also said, free throws. There's a lot to his game that I think he'll improve, but I do think that finishing is the main thing that we'll see from him.
Well, RJ, what I would say with him, this you mentioned points per game just now. I'm not looking at it like that. I like what Rick said with the that post thing there. I think that just solves it right there. I think RJ's his confidence is gonna be, we're gonna notice it.
Mhm.
I think this will be the first year where we notice confidence in him right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I just believe, basically off of what Jalen Brunson's doing quickly too, not for nothing, quickly, and Derrick Rose, our guards, and Fournier too. I think Fournier's gonna be ready. Because his first year he was frustrated with Randall, so I think that's going to be eliminated. So I think Fournier's gonna, I think all of our players are going to have a good season. But back to Randall, not Randall, RJ, he's going to be that pulse. You know what I'm saying? That's going to keep the beat flowing. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I think we're going to see that right away. I think we're really going to see that right away.
All right,
For sure.
last question. Would you trust at this point in time, even though the season hasn't started, we haven't seen how the team works together, would you trust the ball in RJ's hand as the last play? Game is tied, one possession left. Do you trust RJ with the ball in his hands to make that play?
I'm going to say yes for a certain reason. And that's just for him to continue to get that confidence. Do I have faith that he's going to make it? That's a completely different question.
But then wouldn't that hurt his confidence?
No, not RJ. Different guys, yeah, not RJ.
Okay.
RJ's the kind of guy that he wouldn't. A missed shot is not going to hurt his confidence. You know what I'm saying? Mitch, that 1-3 he takes all year, he'll airball it and he'll never take a 3 ever again in his career.
Well, remember when RJ hit the game-winning shot against Boston?
Yeah.
He caught it and just put it up, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if it came down to where I got to give him the ball and he got to create something, I don't trust
He's
him.
not there yet.
No,
Yeah,
he's
that-
not there yet. He's not.
And
there.
what makes it worse is during the interview with Monica McNutt, he said that was an accident.
Yeah.
No, he said he didn't know he was supposed to be in the game.
That's right. And
Right.
because of that, he was
But
in
he
the
knew
wrong
the-
position.
No. He said he knew the play. He knew. He said he knew the play, so he knew where to be. That was the only reason why. But he didn't know that he was going to be at the game.
Yeah,
which is a bit okay.
That was his fault. That was his fault for not paying attention because he thought he wasn't going to be in the game.
Well,
That's
listen,
on him.
back on Tibbs. If
How
you
could he
remember
not
that,
be in the play? If he knew the play, how did he not know he was good? Like that don't make sense. All right, but
Well, he didn't- he
No,
didn't know
they practice it. They practice it.
but
he didn't know
supposed to
he
be
was
there.
in the play because of the way Tom Thibodeau was coaching that game. He was pulling guys out for a
Right.
reason.
Yeah,
That
he was
like-
saying he was doing offense, defense kind of substitutions. Yeah.
Not even that. I mean, Tom Thibodeau is infuriating. I guess that's the last point we can make. He's infuriating because he does things I could be watching games and say, damn, son, it's like 6 minutes left in the game. When the hell are you gonna put RJ and Randall back in the game? Next thing you know, 2 minutes left in the game where the game is already over. Here comes Randall and RJ. Like, what the hell? They should have put him in there like 5 minutes ago.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't start a run in 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Thibodeau constantly does that stuff. And that game, he's lucky that RJ hit that shot because he was on that BS, man.
Yeah, he was, and that's the thing that we've all talked about with Tibbs. A lot of the games we lost this year, it was frustrating because we felt like if there was just a slight adjustment in the lineup, that we could have won. Especially because a lot of the games we lost by like 5 points or fewer. So it's like,
Yes.
just a few adjustments here and there could have been a difference.
We all work, right? So you got a supervisor, right? And like, let's say, like, your job, I know my job, so I'm doing my job. Here comes the supervisor. Hey, I think you need to move that 2 inches to the left. You know what? You guys need to do this. Your lunch break is too. Like, yo, man, get out of here, man. You're like micromanaging,
Right?
Tom Thibodeau is he overcoaches a lot. Like, I get it. You watch every game 3 times. Listen, man. Sometimes you need to watch what's happening and whatever, and have a game plan and sit and do it like that. And especially if your guys know what they're doing, trust your players.
Yeah.
Like if you're a supervisor, you cannot emasculate your team. But they know what they're doing, and you're gonna come in their face and say, "Nah, man, you need to put a little bit more. Put about 1 teaspoon of water in that cement there." Like, man, get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not gonna happen though. That's not who he is.
Yeah, that's who he is. Yeah.
Sadly, I'm hopefully with the way the team is structured now, Tibbs will be forced to play the guys the way he should. That's why they had to get rid of the veterans by fire. However, they got rid of them because it was like, yo, when we know this guy is going to play the veterans. Why? Because the veterans know how to make the right play. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I mean, and when it comes down to it, that's how he coaches. I'm gonna put the guy out there who knows how to make the right play. It's worked for me time and time again in my past. So I get it, but at the end of the day, now I take all of them veterans out of there. The only veteran I want to see in here is Derrick Rose, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see now how. And you can't. And the thing about Derrick Rose is you can't overplay Derrick Rose now because Derrick Rose will tell you himself, like, "Yo, coach, put somebody else in the game."
There's no reason. Quickly,
right. I was gonna say it's like what you posted earlier about Andre Iguodala, and he was talking to like the younger guys. He was just like, "Yo, I'm here. I want to play, but if I'm on the court, that means you guys did something wrong." So it's just like that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Right. It
should be the last resort, not the first option.
Yes, and that's exactly what, you know. That's why they had to, you know, structure the team like that this year. Let's put all the young guys on here. Let's get because at this time, coach them. Don't put someone out there to say, "Hey, this would look like." No, you coach them. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see you make them make the right decision because it's different when you go ahead.
You know what that example is? Like you say, if you, like back to the supervision, right? Because we all can imagine the supervisor. So I mean, the supervisor keeps falling asleep during times where he's not supposed to be sleeping. So the solution to make him stop falling asleep is to take the door off the hinges. So now there's no door, so now he can't sleep because people are, you know, he can't close the door.
Right.
And so now that's a way to make him do his job. You know what I'm saying? That's essentially what they did. The Knicks did. They played all the veterans, so he's forced to play the right guys now. That's crazy.
Yeah, he said. Hat Whisperer says, "What's the percentage that Tibbs starts Fournier?" RBL says,
"That's pretty accurate, right there."
Pretty damn accurate.
He's a mathematician.
Listen, man, I don't listen. And this is the last point I want to make before we get out of here because I really got to get to bed tonight. I'm tired.
No, it's not. We still got 5-10 more. Points.
I played ball yesterday, and my body is still feeling. I felt it all day today, and I was like, "Yo, I barely made it to the show myself." So I was like, "Yeah, it's out of here." Nah, but the Fournier thing is frustrating to me because it's one of those veteran situations for Tom Thibodeau. Again, I can see Fournier getting a lot of minutes over anybody, whether they earn it or not. I can see Fournier getting him though. Not many. I think he's probably the best shooter on the team.
You gotta get minutes.
No, it's not. I don't mind him getting minutes.
I'm not even saying that to you. I'm talking to everybody else. They were like, "Oh, he's gonna play him." Who can shoot better than him?
Right.
This is who we got right now. If you know a better shooter that can come to the Knicks right now,
we'll take top him. 4. Wasn't he like top 4 in makes?
He set records.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yes, he's older. His defense isn't that great. He's slow. But who's a better shooter right now? We need to score. I mean, I get it. It's not the best option. This ain't the dream team, but it's who we got right now. So I mean, we gotta suffer through it until we get the right piece. This is who we got.
Unfortunately, like you said, this is unfortunately who we have. But I do think when you coach a team the proper way, there's certain. Fournier is the kind of guy you see how he's playing for France.
Yep.
You need him to have that freedom, and it's about that freedom. There's no way he's gonna have that freedom in that starting lineup at all. Right. No way, not one bit. There's 3 people ahead of him when it comes to the amount of touches that they deserve. And the only other player in that starting lineup that doesn't deserve more touches than him is Mitchell Robinson.
Right.
If we're being honest. And to me, my bad. Let me just finish this point. But to me, that's why I always wanted Fournier as my backup. Because at that point, you can just throw him out there and he can play however long he wants, whatever kind of game he wants. Ball out. Because on the bench unit, we need y'all to just put points on the board until the starting unit is ready to get up there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have any problem with how he plays in the backup unit because who should deserve more shots than him? And you know, quickly maybe, but let's be honest. Like who really deserves more shots than Fournier in the backup unit? Nobody. If we're really being honest. So I would rather see him in that role because it's a lot easier for him to just be an effective player. But as a starter, I don't know. Man. I don't know how that's gonna work. Is Iru sleep or frozen? I'm gonna assume that he's frozen. Okay, I thought he went to sleep on us. There it is. Oh, no. There it is. So yeah. Dang, he's gonna be back in a second. I'm trying to wait it out so we can all end as a team. But anyway, to finish as we talk about Evan, like East Blue Drew said, Evan as a sixth man, and that's kind of what I've been. I don't want him off the team, but as a sixth man, come on, like I'm good. I'm good with that. I would love it. I would love him as a sixth man. So that's just there you go. There you go. Nah, don't worry about it.
The internet popped out again.
Don't worry about it. But like I said, another sign from the heavens. Another sign from the heavens. Yeah, it's 111. Yeah, it's we're at our hour.
No, he was
I had like 3 last questions. I'm
not mad at you. I ain't mad at you. But that's all we got today. I'm sure you guys probably do got more, but that's all I got today. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all can keep it going if y'all want to, but let me stop. But until we know the next bit, we start to see some footage. Hopefully the next few days we see a little insight on the practice and the scrimmages. That's really what we want, what we're here for every year. We want to see the competitive nature of these guys against each other. So I'm looking forward to that this week. Tomorrow's the first day of training camp. So I'm sure there will be tons of footage. Oh my gosh, I'm guessing the Giants lost to the Cowboys.
I'm trying to see what's going on.
I'm about to block 19 comment. I'm about to block you, bro. I'm about to block you.
Listen, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of either. I'm a New York fan, so I would like the Giants to win when they're not playing my team, but whatever. Sherwin is starting. He's starting late, but he's starting. Sharon, we're gonna give you a little bit of shine. He said, "I've been listening to the nonsense you guys talk about. IQ is one of the most ineffective scorers for most of his season last year. He's an awful offensive player. The stats show that he's an awful. Actually, the second half of the season, he was like one of the best players on the team. But anyway." You guys have a good one. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm trying not to say nothing. I got plenty to say.
Yeah, let's get out of here before we're here all night. Thank you. The chat once again. You guys were in here booming. Appreciate you guys. Hit us with a like. Pay us with a like. However you would like to do so. Rick Eru, thank you for coming out, man.
Yeah.
And assisting in this talk about RJ. And hopefully the next time we get a little bit more footage, we get some more.
Can a brother get a super chat? Give us a super chat. We'll stay on for 15 more minutes.
give us a super chat.
Oh, come on, hit me with it.
All right, man. Well, y'all have a good night, and hopefully you Giants fans can sleep a little bit easy tonight. All right?
Yep.
Later.
Peace.